So the sun is a star, right? We all know that, but did you know that it puts out enough energy in one day to light 1.5 billion 100-watt light bulbs for 24 hours? The sun is an energy resource that is renewable and clean. Most commonly thought of is the conversion of light to energy using photovoltaic panels. This process can be expensive to install, but has a large payoff once it is. I spent time talking with a group of students who are able to run a car off of this power. The University of Minnesota's Solar Vehicle Team is a group of undergraduate students who each year builds and races a car run entirely on solar power. The car pictured here, the Centaurus II, raced in 2 cross-country races last year and took first and second consecutively. This year's car is expected to do even better.
Soon I will be done with the trouble of this world. I'm going home to live with God.
Here is a basic diagram laying out the way that the sun's rays are converted into power capable of running a vehicle. Obviously, it's a pretty oversimplified model of what actually goes on, but you get the general idea. The sun hits the arrays made of extremely purified silicon wafers, and then that energy charges a battery. This energy can then be converted into AC or DC currents. The University of Minnesota's Solar Vehicle Team is working on a new car, the Centaurus III. This car was in the process when I went to their shop in St. Paul, but it's still under wraps, so I couldn't take too many pictures of the actual body. The Centaurus III will be covered in roughly 190 of these small, square photovoltaic arrays, which are carefully angled in different directions so they pick up the most sunlight at any time of day. The energy is transferred through the wires connecting the cells to one large battery, which is constantly charging as the car drives. The battery can hold enough charge to drive 250 miles. This way, if the cloud passes overhead, the car doesn't lose speed or stop during a race. This is the battery that sits on the back of the vehicle. It has huge amounts of currents flowing through it in order to convert the power necessary to run the car. Here is some of the wiring, all done by students with very little outside help. The solar car that the university's team built can go up to 80 miles an hour, which is a necessity because this July they'll be racing other college teams in a 2,000-mile race across country. The race will begin in Rochester, New York and end in St. Paul, Minnesota. 3 members of the team will alternate as drivers of the car, and the rest of the team will follow along in order to make sure things are running smoothly. The race is on open highways, so if you're in the area this summer, maybe you'll be lucky enough to see one of these vehicles in action. When I visited the St. Paul Solar Shop, I was lucky enough to see the team doing a test run of current during acceleration of the car. This is last year's car, with its solar body removed. The battery had been charged by the arrays earlier that day in order to be more convenient to monitor. It was awesome to watch. They have the car hooked up to a wireless network at all times in order to track the car's internal statistics and make sure nothing happens that isn't supposed to happen. The car functions just like a normal vehicle, except that it costs roughly $250,000 in a project budget, and has no greenhouse gas emissions as a direct source. Oh, and it only has 3 wheels. If you get a chance, you should really check out the sneak peek of the new car at 11 a.m. on Monday, April 30th at McNamara Alumni Center on campus. This is a really great example of our university being a frontrunner in clean energy initiatives. Everyone that sees the car is impressed and wants to be a part of the project, which is good, because with a project budget that high, every sponsor is needed. Even Goldie and President Kaler got a chance to look at this cool example of renewable energy, pictured here during Inauguration Week. If Goldie's excited about it, everybody should be.